To access the Workflow Visual Editor, you will need to be licensed for customizations and the user assigned to the Customizer role. Let's now have a look in the system. Here we will follow an example using the sales order form. With access to customizations, from the toolbar on the sales order form, we can access the customization menu list. From here we can create or edit an existing customization project, manage customization projects, or select to show state diagram. The state diagram is a read-only view of the current workflow of the states that are available to this order, for example, open, on hold, etc. On each state there are some preset actions and conditions that the order may go through. We will look more at the state diagram view later. From the state diagram you can also select to customize workflow and either create or edit a customization project. Alternatively, you can go via Customization, Publish Customization. The first thing you need to do is create a project to hold the customizations under. To do this, select the Add icon to add a project. Give the project a meaningful name and save. Click the project name to go into the project and enter the screen IDs that you're wanting to customize. For example, for the sales order entry screen, SO 301000. Alternatively, you can use the Add Screen button to select from a drop list. On save, this populates to the screen names field on the project. You can place as many screens under one project as you require. From the Customize Screens table, click the ID of the screen you want to customize. This takes you to the screen editor. From here we can see all of the standard workflows that are already available for the various sales order types. These are classified as system workflows and are read-only. To create a workflow, select Add Workflow. For operations, select whether you're creating a brand new workflow. This will require you to set everything up from blank, for example the states, transitions, actions fields and conditions, or extending the system workflow by adding some additional states, or copying the system workflow to make some editing changes. Select the workflow you want to copy. All of these types have a template style which drives how it's going to function. You can give the workflow your own name. To work with the workflow, select the custom one. Select the custom workflow to begin working with it. You can view the various states and transitions in tree form or in diagram view. In diagram view on the right are buttons to zoom in or zoom out, scale to 100%, fit to screen, or collapse all or expand all. You can create new states by selecting the Add New icon on the toolbar. On the top right of each state is an ellipsis button where you can select to edit state, add transitions or delete the state. Let's look back at tree view. When we scroll through the list we can see all of the state names in bold. Selecting a state will display the state properties, actions and handlers associated with that state. The state properties are the fields on the screen. You can add to these or remove. You can say if they're disabled, hidden or required and assign a default value. Actions are those things that may occur or are available to you when you are in that particular state. Again, you can add to those actions or remove from them. You can nominate if they're to be shown on the toolbar or automatically run when in that state. Handlers are specific routines, functions or methods that apply to that state. In this case, the handler is whether the shipment has been corrected. Other handlers might be things like credit limit satisfied or invoice released. You would choose those that are relevant to the state. Let's go back now to the standard sales order form and see what customizations we might want to make. The default status is set to open. We will change that to default to hold. The customer order number field is currently optional. I want to make that compulsory. I'm going to hide the external reference field as we do not require this. I'll put this order on hold. When we release it from hold, I want it to automatically print the sales order quote report. And I also want the action to cancel order here on the toolbar. So let's now go back to our customization and see what changes are required to do this. We select our customized form, and of the things that I want to change with my sales order, some of these can be done at the screen level and some at the workflow level. So firstly, the default status is currently open, so on initialization I want the order to default to hold. Because it's at a state that this happens, we will go to our custom sales order form. In diagram view you can see that the very first state is initialized state. I can access this from my ellipsis button from here if I want to. So if I want to go and edit my state, I can do so from here, and on the Fields tab select the field name hold and make that the default value for that particular state. The second thing we wanted to do was on the customer order field, which is optional. We want to make that mandatory. That is more of a screen type change, so we will go to the field at the screen level. Remember to save as you go. Select to find the sales order screen for customer order and select that, and we're going to say this one's required. The third thing was to hide the external reference field, which we don't require. Again, this is the same form here. It's a field and it's on the sales order main form. So it's the customer external reference. There you go, customer reference number. It's referenced there as external reference. I can add that to the form here and say that we want that to be hidden. Saving as I go here. When I release from hold, I want it to automatically print the sales order quote. So when I release from hold, I'm moving to another state. Therefore, this is one of the state changes. I'll go to the custom sales order and to the open state. You can do this off the tree this time. And on the open state, it's an action that I want to have happen. So basically I want to print the sales order and quote at the time automatically that the sales order moves to open status. And lastly, I also want the action cancel order on the main toolbar. Now I could do this at the main screen level just to have it there all the time, or I could base it on the workflow. So that's all of the changes that I want to make at this stage. Obviously there are other changes you can make to the handlers and various properties, conditions on the screens, etc. But we're going to now publish our changes. So the key thing is that you saved. Just a reminder that active website users are logged out when you publish because it updates all tenants. The website's updated, so that's now finished. And we will close this and go back to our demo. Okay, I select to create my sales order. My status is now on hold, it's no longer on open. My customer order number is now mandatory, and the field for external reference, customer's external reference, is hidden on the main screen. I'll add a customer and a line item. If I now release from hold, my sales order is automatically displayed for me and I can print from there. And when I go back to the form, my status is currently open and I have the cancel order button that's now visible here on the main toolbar. It's also still available here on the actions toolbar.